Hey guys, so as you can probably tell from the title, today's video is actually aimed at those who are still in school. An exciting mental journey back to my favourite days of my life. But I know that I was not the only person who really didn't enjoy school, so I just wanted to help some of you guys out because I know that you're still in that situation, and it's sometimes nice to hear from somebody who actually got through what seems like is forever. So I just wanted to give you some of my advice of how you can get through those long, boring school days without it seeming like the end of the world. If I look a bit tired today, it's because I got only a few hours sleep last night, which is not something that I recommend you do when you're in school, or ever. So I'll try and look awake if I can. Also, I've literally written everything down today. I don't usually script my videos, but I just wrote down a few little things because when I'm tired, I forget. Like, my memory is like a sieve. So without further ado, these are my 5 things that I want you to remember during the school day. Pretty sure I just kind of stuttered or something as I said that, but I'm not going to do it again. So the first thing I want to say to you is something that I know will be almost impossible to believe when you're still in school and still being put down by people. But the first thing that I want you to know is that the people who get you down in school are really insignificant in your life. I'm focusing mainly on secondary school here, which is 5 years of your life. If you're from outside of the UK, I don't really know how school years work, but I'm assuming it's kind of similar, 5 years, 6 years, I don't know. I'm not very educated on these things, but if you're from the UK, you are in secondary school for 5 years of your life. And I know that that 5 years literally seems like forever. But if you imagine the span of your whole life, of that be 80 years, 90 years, maybe even 100, 5 years is nothing. And it really is as soon as you get out of school that you realise how insignificant these people really are. I only left 2 years ago, and last year I already started to realise that what people were saying was true. It doesn't matter what these people say or think because they truly are insignificant. But I completely understand that whilst you're still in school, they're very significant because they're part of your everyday life, right? Once you leave that chapter of your life, you will really start to understand. And an important thing to remember is even though you feel down and sad when these people start to put you down and make you feel unhappy, they really are teaching you lessons. From my own point of view, if people hadn't have been as mean to me in school as they really were, I wouldn't be as strong as I am now, and I wouldn't stand up for myself like I do now because I wouldn't have been taught to. Value all of the lessons that you get taught in school, whether that be from a bad experience or a good one, because those are lessons that are going to help you through things for the rest of your life, I swear to you. The second thing I want to tell you is that those years are whatever you make them. Now, I know that you can't control whether you're the kind of person who gets stressed by homework or the kind of person who has a lot of people being mean to them or who gets friendship issues a lot in school, but there is an element of control behind the way that you view those kinds of bad experiences and therefore your whole school experience. You've heard your grandma telling you about when she was in school and that nasty girl who used to sit next to her, so you know that the memories that you make in school will be with you for the rest of your life and you'll remember them until you are old. And if there's something you didn't like about your school life, you can't go back and change that. So what I'm saying is, you can be strong and positive and you can really stick to your guns and show people what you're made of, and then remember your school life that way. If you allow yourself to become completely stressed by homework, peer pressure, I completely understand all these problems in school, but if you let them ruin your school experience, probably something you're going to come to regret. I know that it's way easier said than done. I'm not telling you to just get on with it. I understand these things. School for me was awful, but I know that I could have viewed these things more positively, and when I was in a situation where I literally felt like I had one friend. Everybody hated me. I was so alone. I had one friend. I had a friend. Somebody was there by my side. And I could have looked at it that way, but I didn't choose to. I chose to tell myself that, I chose to tell myself that I was lonely, everybody hated me, nobody loved me, when really, people did. I was just going through a rough patch with all my friendships. Now, number 3 is kind of important. We all have our weaknesses. You will find them in school, because that is when you start to figure out the things that you're good at, the things that you're bad at, the things that you could maybe improve on, but you can make do. It doesn't matter. Just because you get Fs in maths, maybe you get A's in English, that's fine. It's very, very common to have very contrasting grades between kind of English and maths and in science and all the stuff related to those two. Some people may get A's in both, some people may get U's in both. It really doesn't matter. Just because your friend can do all the multiplying and you don't know where to start, or because Susan sat next to you can do an A-star essay and you can't even spell because, that's fine. Because we all have our weaknesses. Even that Susan has got her weaknesses and she is finding them in school. And with your weaknesses, you will find your strengths. There is always something that you're good at and always something that you're bad at. People are going to be better than you at some things. People are going to be worse than you at other things. So do not let your grades get you down. The mark that you get on your test will not define you. Number 4 is that kindness is everything. As you may or may not have found out yourself, school can be the hardest time for young people, and those years will be the hardest part of growing up for you. And in those years you will probably find the toughest experiences of your adolescencehood and growing up. I should have just said of growing up, that didn't make sense what I just said. You know, you've gone from primary school where you're just colouring in and your biggest friendship issue was because you both fancied the same boy, but you made up 5 minutes later. And all of a sudden, you are thrown into this world of exam stress and puberty and peer pressure and friendship issues. Particularly for girls, your body will start to change, your hips are going to get wider, people suddenly think, oh my goodness, I'm fat. So you never know, the person sitting next to you could be having a really bad day. And you know what? Just simply smiling at them or offering a hand with their work could really make their day. Just remember that kindness is everything in school. In fact, everywhere, but I'm not going to go into that now. And number 5 is that you are not alone. In school, you are almost always surrounded by people, but you can also feel the most lonely that you've ever felt. And something that you may or may not realise is that the things that you're going through in school, probably everybody else is going through too. That's not me saying that your issues don't matter because everybody else is getting on with it, because they're probably not. If you come home from school and you feel sad or stressed and you just need to let it out, you're not alone. You're not the only one. School is the most stressful time for young people, and that stems from, like I said earlier, exam stress, peer pressure, confidence in your body image and things like that. But all these problems arise when you are in school, and when you leave, these things will just stop. They won't matter to you anymore. So however you're feeling and however alone you think you are, I promise you that you are not. There are so many other people feeling the exact same way and going through the exact same things as you. I promise you this. I am not the type of person to say things to make you feel better or anything like that. If I don't mean it, I don't say it. So I hope this video helps some of you, but I just think even if it wasn't that useful, it's just kind of comforting to know that other people are going through the same things as you. And those are the 5 things that I want you to remember during the school day. I want you guys to know that I am here for every single one of you. If you feel troubled and you want to talk to somebody, then just send me a message, that's fine. I'm getting so nervous about these candles. Thank you so much for watching, and these candles didn't set me on fire like I thought they would, so if there's anything you'd like to add, then leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!